NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg was involved in a pedophilia case between 2009 and 2011 that involved serious sexual abuse of a minor girl at the age of 13. The man behind the sexual assaults, the then 50-year-old Rune Øygard, the Vågå municipality's mayor, had 82% of the voters behind him and was a very popular mayor in the high mountain municipality of Vågå with a population of 3,591. He had been named Municipal Profile of the Year 2009 in Norway and was a close personal friend and party colleague of then Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg. When Aftenposten in 2009 challenged Stoltenberg to describe his biggest role models in his life, Stoltenberg singled out Rune Øygard and Nelson Mandela. Rune Øygard had groomed and then seduced the 13-year-old girl and had repeated intercourses with her. The underage girl said she was served so many shot glasses of Baileys and whiskey that she got very drunk and vomited. The girl, who was an 8th grader at Skjak Junior High School, was interested in horses and music. With divorced parents, according to Øygard and his closest aides, she was vulnerable and in great need of care. The girl's lawyer said that Øygard admitted that Stoltenberg was well acquainted with the abuse against the minor girl and approved and encouraged it. Stoltenberg had dined with the girl and Øygard at many occasions at Vågå, a very renowned luxury restaurant high in the mountains operated by the celebrity master Chief Arne Brimi. Often Chief Brimi served the trio in person with grilled mountain trout caught in Vågå Lake served with the finest wine. A dancing local fiddler dressed in national costume played traditional slap music from Vågå for the guests while it sparkled and crackled from the logs that fueled the flames in the fireplace nearby, as the dining trio enjoyed the wine and the local liquor. Akavit. Within 2 years, Rune Øygard and the underage girl also visited Jens Stoltenberg at his home in Oslo 7 times, where they had dinner and stayed. The minor girl said she was very impressed and honored to have had dinner several times with Stoltenberg. If it is true that Jens Stoltenberg wasn't aware of the sexual abuse of the minor girl, why didn't he wonder why the minor girl participated as Rune Øygard's companion every time he had meetings and dinners with him? Wouldn't it have been more natural for Øygard to have brought his wife along to these meetings and dinners? Just before the very last meeting between Øygard and Stoltenberg, where also the girl should be present once again at Vågå, though the minor girl protested against all the sexual abuse she had been subjected to and did not want to have a dinner with Jens Stoltenberg, Øygard responded by exposing the girl to extensive pressure to force her to meet Stoltenberg for a dinner. The girl, who until then had been subjected to years of sexual abuse, could not take it anymore. She fled and contacted her boyfriend. Together they took the bus home to the boyfriend, while Rune Øygard, who would not let go on her, followed the couple in his car. The couple saw him watching them from the car window. That scared them so much that they started to weep. Secured inside the boy's home, they contacted the girl's mother. The next day, together with her mother, the girl went to the police and revealed the secret. Sexual abuse. The Vågå mayor Rune Øygard with Jens Stoltenberg had to dine without the girl the very last time together at Vågå, the day before the girl reported Øygard for assault and 2 days before the police brought charges on September 18, 2011. When Stoltenberg was asked by the press of the sex abuse case involving his close friend, he replied that it is a very serious charge with very serious accusations and that the most important thing is that the case is handled orderly by the police and judiciary. That is the only statement he has made about the case, and refused to give any further comments about it. Because Stoltenberg was at that time Prime Minister of Norway and from a very important dynastic family, being directed exclusively at Rune Øygard, so he alone had to take all the blame for the pedophilia sex scandal. Jens Stoltenberg was advised by his advisors to be mute as a fish towards the media and political opponents in the Øygard case. Stoltenberg has resolutely refused to comment on his role in the Øygard case in the years since and met the questioners with a wall of silence. When Jens Stoltenberg visited Rune Øygard and the minor girl, he used a privately hired helicopter to avoid wasting time on a long drive in the Prime Minister's Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard. Jens Stoltenberg as NATO General Secretary has a great influence and responsibility for the defense of the Western world, and he has met the most prominent Western leaders many times to bring about unity to strengthen the alliance against all challenges. The NATO member nations must be able to trust his character 100%, so he must have a blameless and stainless character and not many skeletons in his closet. Therefore he should tell about his connection to the molested minor girl whom he had met several times with Mayor Rune Øygard and whom Øygard had subjected to serious sexual assaults. How much did Stoltenberg know about the abuses, and did he endorse and encourage it as the girl's lawyer claimed in court? With skeletons in his closet like the Rune Øygard case, Jens Stoltenberg as the Secretary General of NATO can be exposed to pressure from agents representing powers that are in conflict with the alliance. When visiting his friend Rune Øygard, Jens Stoltenberg often also visited the adjacent Lahm municipality to hunt for mountain grouse or reindeer. To take a shortcut, he and his entourage of servants, staff and family drove with 2 off-road vehicles on a private road that had road fee, an equivalent of US $5, as it was a self-service solution. It depended on the honesty of the users that it was paid, with a few spot checks every now and then to take those who cheated by not paying. Stoltenberg skipped paying as he thought there wouldn't be any control at this remote and isolated area, but he was wrong, as shortly afterwards, he and his entourage were caught red-handed by the controller Kjell Ove Trondplassen at a random control, as when asked Stoltenberg couldn't show any receipt that the road toll had been paid at the self-serve payment booth. Stoltenberg said that he was the Prime Minister of Norway on an important mission and wanted to drive on, but Trondplassen said that he did not differentiate between very important people and common people, so Stoltenberg had to pay. As revenge, Stoltenberg's local Labour Party members in Lahm and surrounding areas launched a harassment campaign against Kjell Ove Trondplassen, forcing him to quit his job as overseer of the private roads in the mountains of Lahm.